Well, I think that most of the time men don't even know that women manipulate them psychically. I think this is it's fair to say, they'd like to pretend that they do, but I think most don't know. And then I also think that men don't realize how deep that goes. Even men who feel that they have a sense of a woman's game, I don't think they understand how deep it goes. So I've said this before, women rule the underworld, the psyche. And their skill set and their capacity to navigate the psyche is unfathomable for an average guy. I'm talking about, imagine there's a woman, while you're in the field, farming, working, plowing, and she's at home doing the dishes. What is she doing? Exactly, so your average guy will say she's doing nothing, she's wasting her time, or she's doing the dishes, doing the laundry, basic. But it doesn't require, when I'm in the field, like I'm in the field, right? But let's say I'm in the field, right? And it's like going to the gym. You're not thinking about God when you're lifting weights because it's heavy. It requires a lot of energy. It monopolizes your attention. Can we agree? When, let's say you gotta go hunt, you need to be 100% aware of what's happening around you. Anything and everything can happen. Even a branch can hit you. So you're really here. Whereas when the woman is at home, this is not to minimize at all what she's doing, but her tasks are simple. I'm giving baby my breast to feed. What's she doing? What she's doing, this is not requiring physical effort. So where is her attention going? And if you look at the archetypal feminine tasks, they're very simple. It's not to say this, it's not important. It's just, it will not monopolize her attention. So while she's doing this mundane, simple, repetitive actions, such as picking a berry, her mind is elsewhere, and it's doing something. I'm not going to tell you what it's doing right now, but it's doing something. Your average men, they're idiots. They don't fucking understand that. So your life is easier picking berries, and they laugh at her. Or they disrespect that action. No, I understand it's a simple action. It's a necessary action because if you want to have your blueberries, you need to pick 1,000 of those, right? Somebody's got to do that. So it's a simple task, but somebody's got to do it, but its action is very simple and repetitive. So in the meantime, while she's doing this, something else is being developed. While the man is developing his strength, I'm talking about basic things. He's developing his strength and his capacity to interact with nature and the outside world. She's not having to do that. So she's developing something else. And she has been doing so for a very long time. Well, what the fuck is she developing? Ask your average guy, he's like, nothing. That's why they laugh at her. And they minimize what a woman is or what she does. You're not as smart as me, you're not as strong as me, and you're an idiot. Even if they don't say that, they unconsciously think that. Because they're comparing the woman to the man. They're comparing the skill set of the woman to the man. They're morons. No, I'm telling you, she's doing something, and you're living in it. But you don't understand that, you being the man, because you don't understand the psyche. You think you do, but you don't. And she and her sisters and her mother and her grandmothers are the masters of this, the mistresses of this. They navigate there. They weave the realm of the unconscious and they build the material realm according to it. You are a puppet in her web. But you don't know that. You don't understand that. You couldn't even fathom it. And they will never tell you, first of all, because consciousness, that means conscious awareness of what they're doing, is not women's fortitude. It's not their strength. They can learn how to become aware of what they're doing, but what they're doing is natural. It's innate. They don't think of doing it. It's like an animal. It's like a rose. Do you think the rose knows it smells good? It doesn't. It just does what it does. The woman is just doing what she does. She's not necessarily consciously doing it. She can learn. That can become a form of witchcraft, but she's just naturally doing that. Do you see what I mean? So I need to just bring that parenthesis. So that knowledge that the women have and that capacity and that power, this is not, I'm not saying something nobody knows. Some people know this. And the women used to know that, and lineages of women used to know that, and they used to be spoken about to a certain degree. And of course, due to the story, I don't want to ever say the word patriarchy. Dare I ever say such a word, because it makes me want to vomit. I hate the whole concept of it and what's associated to the word patriarchy as it's used today. But circumstances in the story makes it that these traditions kind of faded away. The tradition fades away, but the action remains. It's not because we're not talking consciously about the woman's capacities that the woman's capacities disappeared. Okay? So we've lost something, but the capacity is still there. It just went even more a little underground. But it's still there. In the meantime, you talk to this brute idiot called the man, and he has no fucking clue what the hell she's doing. Therefore, he cannot respect her, nor respect what she's doing, and doesn't understand that he's just a toy in her game. He couldn't fathom it. This is when you know your adversary is superior to you. You can't even imagine. How could this girl, who's weaker, shorter, less smart, less strong, less everything than me, beat me? That's impossible. Look, we've built churches, we've built this, we've built that. She's not even allowed to go outside after 1. You mean to tell me that this is my little slave bitch is stronger and controlling me? This guy's crazy. Right? I'm like caricaturizing something, mixing a bunch of people, right? This is how they're thinking. But you can look at her. That's a moron. She doesn't even know how to count. So what does that say about that moron? That means he has no idea of the realm she operates in, the realm she's the master of in, and how that affects him. This is to which extent he's an idiot. In the meantime, just observe the grandeur of the Western man, right? Because the Western man is the height of intelligence. Think about it. I'm not going to go so deep today on this one, but think about it. So the Western man in his great civilization has created a world where he's rendered himself obsolete. So the Western man has created a universe, a world with such amazing things, and has even created a law and laws that make him obsolete. Now you can say, yes, the Illuminati is that, whatever the fuck you want. Just keep it simple. So if we looked at this as a man playing against woman and vice versa, and we took the long game. So she's like, yeah, but it's going to take you some time to build things so that I'm comfortable and I don't have to do anything. So I'm going to let you do that. Oh yeah, you want to laugh at me? Sure. You want to piss on me? No problem. You want to pretend I'm a moron? Whatever, no problem. But in the meantime, look, if we looked at the long game, all these things that you built, you did them because of me. Because I wanted that. For me. You've built an entire society for me. Everything you've done it for me. You don't even realize that. You're thinking it's about your greatness, but you don't realize you did it for me because I wanted it. And here we are. I don't have to ever work. In a minute, I don't even have to have children. I can grow them outside myself. That means I don't have to abuse my nature, and I can remain youthful and beautiful for all my life. In a couple of minutes, you will make sure that I will never die. In the meantime, you're now at the bottom. You can't speak no more. If you say one thing that doesn't please me, your life will be a hell. But who built that world? Who built that world? Is it not the men? So the men who built that world, they've built a world where she's on top. What does that fucking say? It says a lot, but you're too stupid to understand. You built a world that puts you here and puts her here. What does that say? That says a lot, but you're too stupid to understand. It says you've been played the whole time. you fucking moron. Because you don't understand the realm she operates in, you don't respect it, you've never bothered to enter it, study it, and learn to dance with her there, you're a fucking idiot. The very story of the Garden of Eden starts with something like this, right? We got the serpent, come and sees the chick, says hello, we don't know what he really says to the girl. She turns around and says, yo, idiot, come here. Have some of this. And from that get-go, she's in charge. Now this is a story. It says a lot. And I don't want to push it too far. I'm like, from the very start, this is the genesis, the very start. You the bitch. Why didn't the serpent come and see you? Because you're righteous? You're an idiot. That's why he didn't go see you. Because you'll do what she says. That's why he didn't go see you. Anyways, it's fun. We can look at things in so many ways. I hope you enjoyed this angle. But please, for the love of God, the real point I'm trying to make, that was like a cool tangent. I think it was a lovely one. I'm not sure what you're going to do with it. It doesn't really matter. But the point what I'm trying to tell you is that woman operates in another realm. She's the mistress of the psychic realm, the underworld. This is where she operates naturally, organically, just like the man operates in the physical world and has all that brute force to do whatever he wants. Well, she has another force that you unfortunately don't understand or recognize. It's generally attributed to the moon, and the moon is generally associated to the mind. So unless you start to reacquaint yourself with that energy, because you have access to it as a man inside yourself, you can never really understand how good the woman is and how good she is at pulling strings and how she can weave them. And not only that, she can collaborate with another woman, even if she hates that other woman. She can collaborate 2, 3, 10, 20, 50, 100 from the past to the future and weave something in it, and you are just walking through completely lost and you have no idea where you're going. And you think you're still the man and you think you're in charge. Because you now can hold frame. I'm sorry, I have to insist on this because this is one of the things that annoys me the most about the so-called manosphere and about so-called men. I think you're arrogant and I think you're full of shit. You really genuinely think women are dumb. And it annoys me, not because I'm pro-women, because I'm pro-power and I love that power and I think that power is awesome and I think you have no idea about that power and I find you're a fucking loser to know nothing of that power and think yours is so superior and think she's just helpless. Not only that, and more importantly, that power that she possesses you also have, but you no longer have access to it, which makes you half of a man. Let's be straight. Let's pretend there's two sides, moon and sun, masculine energy and feminine energy in a man. If you just have access to the solar energy inside of you and it's not balanced out by the moon energy, you're no man, you're half a man. Both energies are supposed to come together. They balance one another. And balance is the key and balance is the objective. So if you only have that energy and that energy is not balanced out by something that's calm, soothing, then that's why you're always running and you're never satisfied because you can never taste anything. Anyways, I don't want to go too far on that side. What I want to make as a point is the woman has access to a realm. It's her natural operation home. And as a man, it's your business to learn to develop that skill. Otherwise, you have no idea what's happening. You cannot fathom it in your wildest fantasies. This is all I have to say in regards to this. I will repeat, you cannot fathom. And what makes it laughable is that you actually think you figured it out, which makes them laugh at you so much more because you actually think you figured it out. Just like these stupid scientists who think they understand the function of the liver. They figured out like superficial actions that the liver do. They've determined 16 points and they can name them and now they figured out the liver. That's the so-called mind of an unbalanced man who lives at the crust of existence, who thinks that because he can observe a couple of external, obvious actions, he figured it all out. And everything that is subtle, everything that is invisible, everything that is occult, you have no fucking idea. And that, from man to man, fucking annoys me. Because you're a moron, and you're arrogant, and while you're strutting, think you're the man because you got your big muscles and your so-called money and your fucking cars, you're being fucked up your ass by a woman who will never tell you, who will never let you know, and will give you the impression that you're on top. And that's, for me, the joke of jokes. So it's your job as a man to really discover the nature of women, and to understand the nature of women is not to understand a woman, is to understand an energy, and that energy lives inside of you also, and this is where you get to discover it. And I'm not telling you to be a bitch, I ain't telling you to be gay, I ain't telling you to be a girl, I'm saying the moon energy lives inside of you and you better get to know it, otherwise you will never know how it runs the world, and you will never understand the woman who is the mistress of that energy. In fact, if you don't balance that energy out with your solar energy, your masculinity is a little grotesque. But you think you can, because you got your big muscles and you got a big erection and you can smash her, that you've satisfied her. Again, you've been fooled. Impossible. You can't touch her. Yeah. Anyways, food for thought.